effective. It's just that when Vasquez gets close, he's too strong for him.
Winky Wright's had more one-round victories, I think, than Vasquez, because he's definitely the wearing-down process. The last one you remember in Belfast was the 10th round before he nailed the Russian. Picking his punches well at times, right, didn't he, Jim? That's what he's got to do, presumably, is to keep on the move all the time like that and try and win it by speed.
Yeah, if he can keep it at long range, he's settling in with a good chance, because he has no problem landing the jab. His follow-up combinations are good, but it's just when Vasquez gets close, he's so strong.
You realise really what a tough division this can be when you see we've got Robert McCracken now as our champion at this weight. And Verno Phillips is the WBO champion, the man who has this decision over Vasquez by disqualification. We've seen Verno Phillips on World Championship Boxing. One of it's going through his mind, Winky Wright, Jim, that he hasn't been beyond the 8th round. Hasn't needed to be beyond the 8th round.
Well, I don't really think he came into this fight expecting a quick victory, probably not even an inside the distance. That was a good left-hand lead from the champion there, just glanced off his chin. I think he knew that this was going to be a long fight for him if he was going to be victorious, and he's pacing himself for that. He's trying to keep the pace down, trying to box at long range whenever he can.
Now he knows how good the money was with those 9 one-round wins that he's had, right? I don't think that flattered to deceive. He did that well, but I mean, this is such a step up in class. At the end of the round, then.
Please, you win the round, okay? Move. Don't do the war. Don't do the war, please.
I've got a French second there, isn't there, with the American Jim in replay. It's a good close-up, that.
Yep, still good punching from the challenger. His jab's still working well, but he can't keep Vasquez away.
Into 5. It's almost like a sort of weightlifter who's managed to become a decent boxer, actually, Vasquez, isn't he, Jimmy? He's quite mobile, really, you know, he's quite loose in a lot of the stuff he does. He looks a tight-looking fighter, doesn't he? He's so strong.
Yeah, very strong-looking neck and shoulders, which makes him look a little bit tight. He's fairly mobile on his feet, and he's getting close, getting his feet up nice and close to Wright, which is giving him all the problems. Again, Wright's effective at the beginning of the round. He seems to do his best work in the first minute, and then Vasquez starts applying the pressure.
See, if it goes a long way, and well, if it goes to the distance, actually, the judges have all been instructed really to give points for aggression these days. The WBA and WBC. Well, they've always done that, but they've been told they must do now, which I don't necessarily agree with, because good boxers can move away and they don't score it.
And then again, the good jabs coming from the challenger.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's not on the run, Jim, but I mean, it's a back pedal thing, and I hope they're scoring those.
Yeah, I think what they actually mean is in a round where you find it difficult to pick a winner. If it's been a real close round, then they want maybe to lean towards the aggressor. But I think if the fellow on the back foot is landing obviously more punches, then he's winning the round.
Yeah, the leading off, they call it in the rule book, the better style than the leading off. But the word aggression has come in now, particularly from the American point of view. I think Winky Wright's got the most support among the French crowd anyway. It's a hard fight, isn't it?
is a hard one, and Wright's actually boxing very well. He's got his jab working well, putting punches together. Well, there's a lovely jab again right onto the face of the champion, but he just can't discourage this man. He's so strong. And again, as we get into the last minute of the round, Vasquez starts cutting down the range. But this has been a decent round for the challenger.
Yeah, he's put himself well back into the picture here after taking the knockdown early on. Yeah, the crowd liked that, the way Wright was fighting back there. He was well under fire right at the finish there, but he came back. He's a gutsy fellow. Hell, Jim, looks like he's enjoying it in replay.
Yeah, and he coped well. On my card, that was a good round for Wright. And he coped with the pressure just the last half minute or so. The champion gave it all he had, but Wright stuck to his guns and come back with some good shots.
Round 6 then. The WBA Light Middleweight Championship of the World. Taking place in France. And the first challenge by the American Ronald Wright. Unbeaten in 25. And Vasquez only one decision loss, and not a silly decision loss actually, out of 51 fights. He's trying to match him jab for jab there. That's unusual, Vasquez. Jimmy, when he gets into the second half of a fight, it's almost like in a horse race. He's coming on the home stretch all the time, and you can see him putting it down there.
Yeah, well, it's just that natural strength he has there. In this round, he's got down to work a little bit quicker, and he's not giving Wright so much room. He's trying to get right on top of him. Wright very effective in the first minute and a half of the rounds. And then he's getting behind that jab again.
He won the championship, Vasquez, actually against the Japanese, Kamiyama. That was in the first round. It was vacant at the time because Willie Pazienza had been stripped after he'd been in an accident that kept him out of the ring.
Yeah, well, Wright's still doing okay, Reg. I mean, Vasquez tried to take control at the start of the round. He didn't manage that. Now he's kind of standing off a little bit. There
was one point there when I thought Wright looked a bit disheartened, Jim, but you're right, he's come back in style now.
Yeah, well, Vasquez didn't maintain the pace. Probably if he could have done that, he would really have got the upper hand, because Wright was looking a little bit lost. And here's that drive again as we get to the third minute again. That's when Vasquez is so effective.
What a discouraging man. Oh, that was a bit naughty there, Jim. He tried to pull his head up there in an arm lock.
It wasn't even clever. He kind of exaggerated the movement as well. He's lucky he didn't have a point taken away for that.
I suppose that's a fair fight in the ghetto, but we don't want any of that here. It must be so discouraging, Jim. You know, if you were in Wright's corner, you're sort of saying, well, what can you do with this fella? He's like a tank coming at me.
Yeah, but I think they knew what to expect, and I think Wright's coping with it not so bad. I've liked him this round and the previous round. I think his punches have been cleaner. And then again, he's coped well with the pressure. A bit silly dropping his hands. You know, Wright's having a nice little spell here.
My friend.
There it is again.
See, and he's had enough good clean punches getting through to keep his enthusiasm going. You know, under pressure a couple of times in that round, but throughout the 3 minutes, I thought his work was better.
Out for the 7th round then. They don't seem to have had any trouble coping with each other's styles, in both being southpaws. Often southpaws don't like facing another, as we used to call them, wrong way rounders.
Yeah, I think that dates back to years ago when there weren't so many southpaws. So when you had a southpaw, it felt awkward, and sometimes it made messy. Oh, good left hand there. Now that really shook him up.
Yeah, he's going well at that stage too. It might dishearten him a little bit, that.
His eyes are nice and clear. He's not severely hurt, but I think it's dented his confidence a little bit.
He got over the previous knockdown in the early rounds there. Oh, this fella goes for it, doesn't he? He knows when he's got a man on the hook. Real brutal strength stuff, isn't it, by Vasquez?
See, I think Wright has recovered okay from the knockdown punch, but it's his confidence now. He's just kind of backing off, a little bit negative. He's trying. Well, that was more of a slip.
Yeah, I'm glad he hasn't counted on that. It was a genuine. There's a problem with this canvas here. It's very shiny.